Welcome to MyrtleBeach911.com videos. In this video, we're going to show you search engine optimization with a brand new client. We introduced it to Google about a week or two ago, and we'll see what our success is so far to date. Folks, when we show success projects that are in progress, it doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. It will, it won't, we don't know. We do what we can do to influence Google to get your website on the first page of a Google search. So here's what we did. We took a new client in, started a new business late last year in 2024. He had a restaurant in Myrtle Beach for 20 some years, and he decided he wanted to go mobile. They were doing some catering out of the restaurant. It's a little awkward. You're using up kitchen time, kitchen space, kitchen staff, and you're putting together a wedding reception meal for 150 people. It gets a little tight in the kitchen, you might say. So what Warner did at Cafe Old Vienna, he decided he was going to go into the food truck business so he could take his kitchen, or a second kitchen, to the venue. Concerts, parties, events, graduations, weddings, anniversaries, whatever it is, and his kitchen would be right there. So everything's prepared fresh on location versus a restaurant that cooked up your pasta yesterday, brings it in a chafing dish, puts it over some fake fire, and they hope for the best that it's all served hot and delicious. Well, with Horvies Grill in Myrtle Beach, you're getting it fresh. The kitchen is outside your wedding reception venue. All right, so let's bring up our version search, which is DuckDuckGo for us. And you can look at previous videos to see what that is. I'm going to bring up a version new Google search. We've never searched anything except for I'm going to put food truck, wedding catering, Charleston. Charleston, South Carolina. There's not that many Charlestons, so I think Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not going to put the SC or South Carolina. I think Google's going to know what I'm talking about. And up here in the upper left, folks, you can see that it's DuckDuckGo, which is nice. Most browsers today, you don't know what the heck you're in. It doesn't tell you. Their little logo's not up here in the corner like DuckDuckGo. Kudos to DuckDuckGo. Up in the upper right, here's our little burn button. Gets rid of your history, browsing activity. And you can see here it says sign in, upper right. To Google. We're not signed into Google. We're not going to sign into Google. We want to keep this a version search. So, food truck, wedding catering, Charleston. Bam. Okay. Now, this is a pretty tight category. Give you an example. This, of course, you got the sponsored ad first. They have nothing to do with SEO. Those are pay-to-play Google ads. Love them, but they're not for us. Scroll down, you get to the organic listings, folks. These doesn't say sponsored by. These are organic listings, and you're going to notice the first one is the not a food truck. The next one is roaming hunger, not a food truck. The next one, wonder truck, not a food truck. They're all directory services. The next one, now we're on number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 is Yelp, not a food truck. Once again, a paid directory listing. We're looking for the food truck, man. Who runs a food truck? Next is Chow Bella, Charleston, South Carolina. Folks, I think we have hit it on number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, we hit a real food truck. That's a wonderful position to be in. So I'm going to give them top 10 kudos for having I call it a PR1 because he's the first food truck. I think most SEO companies would call it a PR10 because it got the first results and it's the best in a 0 to 10. I call it a PR1 because it's the first one. It's the best spot, period. Whether he'll be there tomorrow or not, we don't know. Right now, Chow Bella, Charleston, South Carolina, wonderful placement, and I'll bet they're a very good catering company. Next, best food trucks, not a catering company, not a food truck, another directory list. Charleston food trucks sounds a little fishy to me. Doesn't sound like a food truck. Sounds like another directory listing. And then Charleston wedding card. Okay, so folks, now there's 10 first place. We call it SERP, search engine results page. SERP. There's only 10 spots on the SERP page when you search for food truck wedding catering Charleston, and you see what we get here. There's 10 spots. There's one food truck. Once again, kudos to Chow Bella, Charleston, South Carolina. If I was having a wedding for my daughter, and my daughter deserves the best, Chow Bella would probably get my bet. Not because they paid a great SEO person, just because they had the pride of wanting to be there. They had the pride when they put together their mobile kitchen. They had the pride to be the best and serve the best and give the best service and atmosphere for their clients. They did the same thing on the web, whether they SEO'd themselves or whether they hired an outside company. I would say that they did, because that's outstanding to be the only real food truck in a Google search. Food truck wedding catering Charleston. All right, now for our thing, we're going to go back to Horvies Grill. We're going to go food truck wedding catering Myrtle Beach, and we're going to press enter to go. All right, so here's a Myrtle Beach search for the same thing. Powerful hit here, folks. People are starting to realize a food truck is not something to go buy hot dogs at or a cheap sandwich. Food trucks are for connoisseurs. People go on tour across the country to visit food trucks, and I wish they didn't call them food trucks, because we think of a food truck serving hot dogs and hamburgers, greasy stuff down at the fair. That's not what they are today. They're gourmet kitchens with real chefs in charge. They're a fantastic alternative to restaurants. All right, so food truck wedding catering Myrtle Beach. First one's the Knot. Most of us are familiar. That's not a food truck catering in Myrtle Beach. No ads on this one, I noticed. All right, go with that. The next one is Best Food Trucks. Not a food truck. They are a paid directory list. And the third one in Google search after just 3 weeks, folks, is HorviesGrill.com. And Horvies, that's our client subject today. Next one is Yelp, not a food truck. Roaming Hunger, not a food truck. The Knot, once again, not a food truck. Catering Services Myrtle Beach, beautiful catering services by Bojangles. I don't know if that's a real food truck or if they're a company, but it looks like looks like a local company that comes out and caters your wedding. Kudos to them. Number 2, they get a PR2. My guy, Horvies Grill, has a PR1 in this case. Next one, Gig Salad, not a food truck. Horvies is up there again. Wedding Wire, not a food truck. So there's 2 potential food trucks here. PR1 goes to my guy, Horvies Grill. We announced it and introduced it to Google 3 weeks ago, folks. And I'll tell you, the food truck category in Google search is flooded out. As you can see, there's not many spots. Let's go to page 2. Roaming Hunger again, Facebook, Yelp, Best Food Trucks, Waffle House, Thumbtack. Hey, I'm going to say that some of the local food trucks, I know that there's 20 that are licensed in the city of Myrtle Beach, and there's probably 100 licensed in the county, not to mention the ones that are out in the next county that would come to Myrtle Beach for a Dunes Beach wedding. So there's hundreds of choices. I recommend that some of these food trucks go ahead and give us a call and see what we can do for them in SEO. But there we are, a PR1 for Myrtle food truck wedding catering Myrtle Beach. PR1. Next to MyrtleBeach911.com. We'll stick with this. If you go to our website under company, there's a link you can click on there. No, go under SEO for search engine optimization. Click on that page, and at the bottom you'll see Horvies, what we've achieved, where it was 3 weeks ago, where it was a week ago, where it is today or yesterday or whenever. We keep a current case scenario live on our SEO page so folks can check it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next clip.